Welcome to another episode of Hard in the Paint. I know you've been wanting that full conversation, so we're going to give that to you. ISO, I told y'all, Michael Porter Jr. ain't shit. He can hit a corner three, but that's about it. He can't play defense, and he's lazy. So Mike Malone is going to reduce his minutes now, hopefully. And it's a wrap for your boy. We figured Jokic out. You motherfuckers that didn't believe in the Heat, you thought they were going to get swept. It didn't fucking happen. The Heat are going to win in 7, and I said this. Heat in 7, baby. So it's time to go around the motherfucking key where we pass the ball like the Golden State Warriors. And it's time to introduce Camden. Welcome, Camden, everybody. Yeah. What's good, my brother? Happy to have you here. And we got Colin in the building. As always, our guy, the producer, the guy that in the cut, the guy that will fact check everything and everything. Shout out Ben, Ryan, the whole team. Tell me about yourself, brother. Another dap, you know what I'm saying? You gotta feel the energy. It's a lot of energy in this building today. It's shaking out here, baby. Yeah. What do you do? Do you call yourself a content creator? Like, do you call yourself a TikToker? What are you?
Now I'm doing this content creation and I absolutely love it. I love just speaking my mind and talking about something that I love and enjoy doing. So,
are you from Boston?
I'm from Rhode Island, so about an hour away.
Tomato.
Yeah. pretty much.
So, all right, MPJ, man, he got benched. Now, what do we think about Michael Porter Jr. going forward?
You mean Michael, the possession ends here, Porter Jr.? Nah, that's crazy.
I like that.
When I saw that clip, I was like, this is crazy.
I think we're past the point of praising Michael when he has a good defensive game. He needs to.
Like, I think he can't close out. I think really, like, when you look at Michael Porter Jr., you're like, what does he do well?
You got to close out. You got to put your hand up at least.
So what do you think is the plan for Michael Porter Jr. as the rest of the series?
He's got to get his head out of his ass. We'll see what Mike Malone does.
It can't be, hey, look at Michael Porter. He's doing a great job. That is his job.
Well, going on to the defense, I don't think it's a bad idea to reduce his minutes because I feel like he's one of those guys where you can tell from the jump either he's got it or he doesn't. So like they did in game 2, and Bruce Brown's a fantastic defender, so it makes sense to put him in. But I don't know, this was Denver's first home loss of the playoffs. I'm not ready to say that he should be taken out of the starting lineup. I'm not going to give up on him, though. But, yeah, be ready to get Bruce Brown ready.
Yeah, I want them to give up because I got an agenda. We got to push that agenda, baby. Please bench him. Honestly, Michael Porter Jr., you're out of here. NBA could add an extension team as soon as next year. Where do you think that they should add an expansion team to?
For me, I think Vegas. Vegas would be cool. I feel like everybody's going to Vegas.
Vegas is very, very high on the list. Seattle, very, very high on the list.
The money's there, the people are there, the attraction's gonna be there. I just think Vegas would be such a perfect spot.
When you think about Vegas, all you think about is prostitution and gambling. So it's time to embed some sports culture into that city. I mean, I think it would be nice though, because they got the Aces, right? And then they got the Las Vegas Knights, and now they got the not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. So I think it would be
too. Yeah, and the Athletics are coming over from baseball.
Shit, goddamn.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's there.
Maybe they don't need a team.
Let's go back to Seattle. You know, I can't think of a sports franchise that left and there's just been an immediate and long-lasting call to move back there. Seattle's a place to be, and I think that whatever they do, it's got to be a West team, though, because the Pelicans are one of the only teams in the West but are on the eastern side of the country. That's just, we talk about like load management and stuff all the time and like taking care of the players. Like that's so much flying for the Pelicans and just teams on the West to begin with. So yeah, let's make that change.
I think it would be dope to see Seattle back in Seattle because I think everybody's in love with that franchise and that color and what they brought. I think it would like restore nostalgia. If we don't get that, then where are you going to put a fucking NBA team? Like we got Oklahoma City. We didn't want that. I don't understand how that even like was a thing. Like, you know what I mean? But,
dude, when I was a kid, I learned so much geography just from like all the absurd like teams and like where they were from. I remember seeing Golden State and I was like, where the hell is that? Because I didn't understand that it was like a nickname. I thought it was like a name of a city, and like OKC is a whole another one of them. Yeah.
This is random, but I think we should get rid of the Utah Jazz.
That's a random place to be too, Utah.
That's Post Malone City, baby. Everybody's saying that Kyrie Irving is trying to recruit Bron to the Dallas Mavericks.
Rob and Jeannie are going to say this time, LeBron, we gave you Russ, we're not going to give you Kyrie back.
I just feel like that's fucking blasphemous, but I feel like they're working behind the scenes like the CIA.
I feel like he's saying that so he can get the whole bag. So he's trying to like test the Lakers to like say, oh, well, if I can't go there, I want to bring LeBron there, which is blasphemy.
If Luka and Kyrie are on that team and then you add LeBron's salary, it takes up $133 of the $134 in cap space.
Who else is on the roster besides, like, Christian Wood's even a restricted free agent?
Christian Woods.
Exactly, he's trash.
From what I heard, the Lakers was like, they're not even going to entertain the whole LeBron thing unless you were like, I'm trading you Luka Doncic.
Exactly.
And that's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Right? So I don't even
Exactly.
think this should be even
That's
be
a 2K trade.
Yeah.
This had to be leaked from either Kyrie's camp or LeBron's camp.
Well,
Probably
yeah.
LeBron's camp.
It's also Kyrie Irving, who's done a lot of crazy shit before. So it didn't really surprise me as much as it would, but
I was waiting for Kyrie to go on live like, yo, I didn't say this. Keep my free agency out your mouth.
Who do you think is going to be the better team next year, Dallas or the Lakers?
Lakers.
the behind the scenes stuff going in Dallas, like, I just don't think they have the right mindset to build a team to win basketball games.
I just worry about AD's health, and I think that this playoff stretch, it was very like opportune to sell LeBron coming back to the Lakers because he got healthy and they made a run. Who's to say next year when he gets hurt and when he has that run, it's in December when it doesn't matter, and then he's hurt and later in the season and through the playoffs.
Yeah, that worries me too. But that's why I was like, Lakers need a third scorer. If they didn't make a deep run in the playoffs, then they should blow it up. But they did, and you see what they can do. So Jeff Van Gundy wants to eliminate free throws for the final 4 minutes and eliminate halftime.
No halftime, no free throws. You've been throwing these out when you get bored. Is that what's going on, Jeff?
Sometimes I don't even agree with myself after much consideration.
Loves being like, you guys got to be tougher.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just getting upset
Yeah.
about things.
What is he talking about?
Like, if you have the hair on your fucking side and you have this, you are mentally insane, bro. Like, I don't get it, bro. What is like a rule that you would like to implement in the NBA if you could?
So everyone talks about how there's no defense in the NBA. Defense is a problem. If you force a shot clock violation, which is a tough thing to do, I think the opposing team or the team that forced it should get 5 points. A point for every player that's on the court. It incentivizes you to play defense more. 3 shot clock violations, that's 15 points.
That'd be wild. I think rewarding people who have range. So like in the big three, they have the 4-point line. So I think maybe implement that to the NBA. Definitely be so much fun to watch. I mean, see Curry and Dame just pull up from God knows where.
I think that would make the old heads, the baby boomers, even more.
they
mad.
would
They're
lose
so
their
mad.
minds.
They could lose it.
Because
They would
every
lose
time there's
it.
like a transition, like 3,
Yeah.
instead of like them going to attacking the rap
Yeah.
2-on-1, they mention that shit every
Every
single
time,
time.
every
And I just be like, yo,
single time.
bro, it is what it is now. You might need to get rid of like certain blocking fouls, like at a certain point, bro. Because like if I touch you and you're like foul, like the whole hand checking thing, I think there's like that shit has gotten out of control. There's a lot of times where there's contact, they don't call it. When there is contact, they do call it. Really lock in on this shit. That shit is out of control, bro. So during the NBA Finals, Adam Silver talked about the suspension of Ja Morant.
In terms of the timing, we've uncovered a fair amount of additional information. I think since I was still asked about the situation, I would say we probably could have brought it to a head now, but we made the decision, and I believe the Players Association agrees with us that it would be unfair to these players and these teams in the middle of the series to announce the results of that investigation.
So what do you think that his suspension is going to be? Do you think it's going to be over 50 games or under 50 games?
I'm gonna guess over just because it's his second like violation.
For him to sit there and do it again, I think it kind of like blew him away to like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You go and do it again, and then like you do it in a fashion that doesn't make sense to anybody.
I think honestly, like half games is like the perfect like sweet spot. He needs to learn his lesson so that this doesn't happen again. So from the NBA's perspective, it looks like a better like league or whatever. You don't want to put one of your most important assets like out of the game for a long time. Like Ja Morant makes the league money. He's one of the most exciting players. You want him on the court. It's better for the NBA when Ja Morant is on the court.
NBA players are going on live and they're telling them to show them a gun.
Now you see Jalen Green.
Everybody's commenting, don't put no pistol out.
Yo, this is getting ridiculous at this point because of Ja. I think it might be over 50 games. That's why they didn't want to announce it. So it might get really, really ugly.
I think them the two best teams.
You tripping, boy.
We don't have the two best teams. Miami was the worst scoring team in the league during the regular season. They showed bad habits all year long. Then all of a sudden they got to the playoffs and they just flipped the switch. And now they became a whole nother team.
I ain't gonna lie, that kind of sounded like my take. I'm still not buying the Miami Heat's run. We gotta stop acting like the Heat were fucking abysmal and everybody was fucking panicking. Everybody's asking what was happening. The Knicks should have won. The Heat has been horrible all year. We gotta stop doing this, bro. The Heat we just got to give them their props, bro. Like, they did the unthinkable.
He sounds like a total loser, in my opinion, because I know he's a Celtics homer and he's quietly campaigning for the Celtics right now. But all those things he said, they were the worst scoring offense regular season. Guess what? That's all in the past right now. Right now, they're playing the NBA Finals. So stop crying about stuff that was going on 2 months ago.
Keep it a stack. If he's saying the Celtics were the best team, they weren't.
I think Milwaukee and Denver are the two best teams this year. They were the worst scoring offense. That's why I thought with Milwaukee's defense with Lopez and Giannis and Drew, they would sweep them.
I feel like the best team in the East, they're not going to hit is with the Sixers.
They're only good when it doesn't matter, which is the regular season.
They had Doc Rivers as their coach.
It's all about like Warren Buffett was like not that rich when he was a child.
Don't do that.
Does anyone care now?
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
I'm just saying. We're talking about the past. The past doesn't matter if you're winning now. If you were broke then, it doesn't matter if you're rich now.
We haven't seen a healthy Anthony Davis in 3 or 4 years. And you have to start asking yourself, if you're the front office, if you're Rob Pelinka, can you trust AD and hand him the keys to the car?
The biggest issue with AD is like health. But as far as players, like defensively, like I think what he brings is like unfucking real.
The best.
When he's on fire, when he's hot, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you got to ride out with Anthony Davis. Generational talent, can play, make, shoot, pass. In my opinion, he's the best defender in the league right now. You got to give him the keys to the car. I understand health is a major factor, but we just saw the tear he had in the playoffs, and you got to build around Anthony Davis. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. We've seen before, like with Yao Ming. Yao Ming couldn't stay healthy, but you had to ride out with him. They bring in Tracy McGrady.
I don't compare Yao Ming to AD though.
Same thing, though. Same thing.
I agree with that
Injury-wise,
analogy.
like they brought in T-Mac to play, and then that didn't work out. In my opinion, it's like you got to ride out with your guys, especially if your guy is Anthony Davis.
I mean, well, what do the Lakers look like if they let him go and then LeBron is gone to go, he wants to go play with Bronny, wherever that is, or retires in the next couple years? They're just a team without any draft capital.
You have to ride that out and see what you're going to get. Sometimes there's going to be bumps in the fucking road. Stay the course. Are the Miami Heat the best underdog of all time?
That's hard because, like, obviously as an 8 seed, I think they're if they win, they'll be the first 8 seed ever to win the finals.
They have the most wins by an 8 seed in a playoff round in NBA history.
The only team that comes to mind is Dirk's Mavericks. I wouldn't say they're a crazy underdog like the whole season, but in the finals they were a crazy underdog in what Dirk did. Besides them, I would say the Heat.
Undrafted.
Yeah.
Nah, I think that the Miami Heat are the greatest underdog team of all time because I was shitting on them. I didn't believe in them, and somehow they were 3 minutes away from being eliminated. And then the 8 seed, they beat the 1 seed with Giannis, who they were saying was the best player in the world, the Greek freak. Then they go and they run through Madison Square Garden, bing bong, and the Side Tuck Boys, and then they go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they up the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Nobody had, and then they go into Mile High City or wherever that place is called, and they take one on the road, which nobody has done. Nobody. So if they go in and beat Nikola Jokic and beat that guy, because they're making it seem like he's the second coming of Jesus. I mean, the way that they're on their knees right now for Nikola Jokic, if they can figure out a way to beat that man, oh my God, they are the best underdog team of all time. This is the most boring NBA Finals of all time.
Denver, it's like Denver, why? But probably I like watching as a basketball fan because it's 2 great teams, 2 great coach teams with one of the best playoff scorers in all of sports. And right now, in my opinion, the best basketball player in the world facing off against each other. I have no idea. My prediction originally was Nuggets in 6, but I could see this going to 7 easily.
So last year's finals viewership was 11.9 million. This one is 11.5.
Wow.
But Lakers, Miami, 7.6 million, and Bucks Suns 8.7. So this is already better than Lakers Miami and Bucks Suns finals. So I think the whole people aren't watching narrative is just like forced upon, and it's clearly just not true. This is good ball. I'm excited for it.
When Matt Strus or like Caleb Williams makes a shot, I'm like, that's cool. That's
all
cool.
you hear is, these undrafted players.
Bruce Brown. Like, if I see another Bruce Brown 3, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Or KCP. Like, I don't want to. Like, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like, it's getting rough to watch, bro. Oh, what's your handle?
If you guys want to follow me, it's over All Talk Sports on TikTok and Instagram, and also on YouTube.
You know, it's hard in the paint. You feel me? Shout out to all my good brothers. Shout out New Era for the Lakers gear. You know what I'm saying? We will be back next year, to be honest with you. But like and subscribe. Go to thegameday.com for your sports betting tips, and we out of here. Gang, gang. Does J-Body make you angry? Well, that's good. Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe, baby.